And yeah, we've got the latest figures now, the results of this year's A-level exams, and it's been a record-breaking year. We now know that 98.3% have passed A-levels, with 9% getting that top grade of A-star. These are record-breaking figures, but of course, very few people are looking at this today. Lots of people are looking at this system because this is no ordinary exam year. It's been an exceptional year. Not a single exam has been taken. They've instead been using this moderating system based on the predicted grades by teachers. And although if you look at one of the figures which suggests and shows us that over 94% of students have their grade that as predicted by their teacher, that's the grade they're receiving today. 35.1% of students have had that grade downgraded. Now, the exam boards say this has made no difference to the overall trends. We're seeing exactly the same patterns that we've seen in previous years, but over 1 in 3 of those results are lower than the grade that was given, the grade that was predicted by the teachers. Ofqual, the exams watchdog, says that their analysis shows that there is no negative bias when it comes to socioeconomic background, when it comes to gender, when it comes to ethnicity. But already the unions are complaining. They're saying they're hearing already very early on heartbreaking stories from schools, from colleges, who say that they are noticing unfathomable unfairness in their results. And as we heard yesterday, there are now options in terms of that appeals process. Students themselves aren't able to appeal against results, but they can, through their school, through their college, launch an appeal, and that appeal could be based on their mock results. Again, another area of controversy because this is a very unregulated area, and as yet we don't even know the details surrounding how those mock results will be looked at, how they might be taken into consideration. That is something Ofqual will have to be looking at, and they haven't been given long to do that. We only heard about this yesterday. Schools can also say, well, look, we've had a change of head, we've got a change of structure in our school. That historic data you've based it on, the last 3 years' sets of results, is no longer valid. That's why we want these results looked at. And also students have this option of taking exams come the autumn as well, should they need to. But of course, these are students who've had 6 months off school, 6 months without lessons. It's been an incredibly stressful time for them. Are they going to want to retake an exam that was cancelled way back in the middle of March?
Well, if you want evidence of the problems that may exist with the appeals process and the lack of clarity, the lack of detail, listen to this from our colleague Jackie Bell-Trow. She's tweeted the following: "Dear Boris Johnson, dear Gavin Williamson, my son got A-star, A-star, A in his mocks. However, the government adjudicators' algorithms have downgraded his A to B. The school don't know how to make his mocks the official grades. You must explain." There will be plenty of people asking the government one key question: why are we having to wait till next week to find out the criteria on which Ofqual will decide whether a mock is valid or not?
I know, because it's been a hideously long wait, an anxious time, an agonising wait for students already, and yet we've still got days and days of this. Now, what UCAS and universities are saying is, look, we will be flexible when it comes to university admissions, but in a way, it's all very well to get the university place, maybe with the lower grades than you were offered for the offer. But for many students, it's a matter of pride. It's a matter of getting the grades they believe they deserve. They believe those 2 years of work should let them have, and that's where it becomes trickier. Now, as I say, overall, the trends in terms of the grade and the distribution of grades remains the same, but there are going to be, in a generic system, a general system, assessing thousands and thousands of individuals, there will be situations where you get pupils who feel they've been unfairly treated, and there have been examples and people who are worried where if they're exceptional students in perhaps a school that is less high achieving, that they will be automatically downgraded by schools. We're going to get more detail, more analysis of how Ofqual have come up with the details in terms of the lack of negative bias, they say, later in the day. But this is far from over, and the clearing, the UCAS website, the clearing phone lines are already very busy, and the appeals process has yet to start.